one, go.
Yeah, horrible morning for me. At about 8:27, returning from the gym at Valkeshwar, which is now like Delhi, because every 2 minutes some great man leaves with 40 cavalcade cars and motorbikes. I was stopped 8:27. Me and three, four cars that were driving, I was stopped for these 22 cars to leave from the governor's mansion or whatever it's called. And I argued with the cop because I broke it actually. Then 10 of them flagged me down and came down and aggressively like I'm, Osama bin Laden who they've caught. And I said, "Yeah, आपका काम नहीं है. ये समाज का सेवा नहीं है. What are you doing सरकारी का काम, this चमचागिरी चेलागिरी." In all that, my Hindi failed me, and I said, "Boss, अगर मैं police officer हूँ और आप मेरे side में हो," and in that he got really angry that I insulted him and called him me. So it nearly got into a physical conflict. And then I said, "Listen, I wish I could just do this in English because I would, without hurting his feelings, get my point across." But sadly, it ended with a little bit of almost MCBC. I did abuse him on my way out, though. The moment they opened their hands like that, I said, "Teri maa ki," and I took off. I apologized to the police. Should not have been done, but I couldn't stand that guy. He had a big paunch and no mask. He had everything wrong about him from point of view of being the man in charge of society. My foot, I prefer my watchman. Lovely guy, opens the lift door, salutes you for no reason whatsoever, always makes you feel great for no reason. Although I don't even know his name. Now that's a great relationship. Okay.
Manoj,
Who's that talking here on Cyrus Says? Don't talk till Cyrus Says you can talk.
what
Yesterday was Amit
has
Says.
been
There's no Amit
Manoj?
Says now. There's Cyrus Says. Oh, once again, India, there is Amit Says. I'm talking about another little podcast. Little podcast. I want to welcome. This is our Valentine's Day special. As usual, we run late. It should have been on Sunday, the 14th. I was out of the town. Aisha was unavailable. She was with her boyfriend. And so we're doing this on whatever, Friday, the 19th of
19th.
February, which third world country basis is a fair thing to do, right, Amit? Because
Hey,
you're
listen, I
5 days
think
behind.
we only do this half the time, and we only do this a few days late. So I mean, like, I think we're fine.
We're 5 days behind the rest of the world. How come we have 1.3 billion? Somebody's making love in this country on time or before time. Aisha Ben, welcome to the show. After 20 years of marriage, we are. Well, look at her happiness. Look at that
I'm
energy. Look at that. Wow, that passion,
I
that
think to
Josh
keep
Junoon.
working while
Bird's
you
eye.
prattle on. Keep
What?
going. I'm working. I'm continuing with my illustration.
That's your answer.
But I am.
I mean, Amit, this is what marriage is all about. You say, I talk in French, he speaks in German. Nobody cares. I mean,
That
I'm
seems to
asking
be.
her. I mean, who cares? Okay, illustration, by the way, guys, my wife is a very fine. In fact, Amit,
Talented.
yeah, I'm saying all that. No, relax. Amit, let me be honest here. Very often people think I'm the artist. I'm not an artist. I'm a businessman. My
Oh,
mind is a very commercial
I
mind.
am
I
a
have no
bad
interest in art.
businessman. No, you're not a
I may be a
businessman.
bad businessman, but I'm saying
You're
my
an
mind,
entitled Malabar Hill boy
which is
who
businessman.
lucked out because your parents did all the shit work and you went out and pretended to, have some talent. That's all.
Right. So here's
And
my thanks for endorsing my point. Now, coming back to it, my wife, on the other hand, is the actual artist, the aesthete. She can
yeah.
look at architecture, she can look at painting, she can look at color, she can look at people, she can look at a lamppost and say this is interesting or whatever. So she has that ability to enjoy the world around her, and so she's the real artist. So I feel quite bad because unfortunately my sort of work that I do is a little louder, and some people, three watchmen and a policeman
okay,
know
don't
me.
want to be loud. It's too noisy, Cyrus.
Yeah, but the fact is that she's the artist, but underappreciated. As usual, the real artist, almost like communism. They're like
Oh,
leftist
I'm
artists.
only unappreciated by you. The rest of the world has recognized my talent.
As you can say, praising her works as well as insulting her. There's no difference whatsoever. But yeah, so what I was trying to say is on our podcast today, I'm at home in my mother's room, which we'll talk about. My mother relationship, which my wife will be happy to spend 45-minute monologue with you. And I'm sure
Boring.
across India, it'll resonate with many other wives
I'm
and
sure it
girlfriends.
will resonate quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Jesus has not been able to help us in this marriage, even
What do
though
you
he
want?
sits behind Cyrus's head.
When I used to come back at 2, 3 in the morning, when my drinking days and all, she still fed me, by the way, huh? I got to tell you.
She
That's
still
what mothers
feeds you,
can do.
Cyrus. She
Yeah.
still feeds you. She's
Mothers were the
more effort
scootsies
to
of the
you.
past. Now you
Hmm.
call up Swiggy and Scootsie, but in those days you just said mom, food, and it would come. And faster. And no scooter breaking a one way, nothing like that.
Thanks to you and your mother, my first son says mom, and I say, go ask Rosie.
You liar. You behave exactly with Mikhail like my mother behaves with me. This is the paradox. This is the
Absolutely
hypocrisy
not.
rather.
Absolutely not.
She melts after
Absolutely. I
screaming
am
at
not
him.
raising another Cyrus Broacha.
You have
Thank you very
raised.
much.
Mikhail is worse than me. It's a
No,
fact. You
no,
ask
no, no.
anyone. You have
What he has
raised.
got genetically is beyond my control. I will make sure
So
nurture
in the
versus
nature
nurture.
nurture concept of yours, nature
Nurture is
50%
2
failed,
crap.
but in the nurture
Nature, what
50%
can
you.
I do? No,
What
no, no.
will you let me talk or you talk? If we talk at the same time, it'll be like a marriage. We can't have our marriage superimposed on this show.
I thought you agreed that I would talk and you would shut up.
Okay, fine. You talk. I'll paint. I'll do some painting. You talk. La 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 la. Yeah, I'm painting in the background. That's me painting.
I think we don't want you painting. Nobody needs to see that.
Amit is already the third, the match referee who wants to sit this one out. I can I can just see him.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, but we should kind of talk about a few things, right? I mean, like, it is a Valentine special. We should talk about, I mean, like love and relationships and all that kind of jazz. Just we should. I mean, like, hey, it's what we're supposed to be doing right now, right? So,
Well, I'll tell you one thing about my wife.
uh,
My wife's a hypocrite. Let me speak now. Let's
How
be
much
honest.
love?
She abuses me all the time, screams at me all the time, puts me down, never says a kind word, always insults me, and hates people around me or talking to me or whatever. That gregarious side of mine she hates. But every 14 days, she keeps me in the marriage by saying things like "I love you" or something silly like that. And then the idiot male Leo that I am, that's all it takes to get me on your side. You say one word of comfort, and I'm like, yeah, oh great, marriage is great. So she's used this technique for 20 odd years, and I tell all the ladies out there, use that technique, especially with Leo personalities or slightly more narcissistic men. It's really easy to control them. All you have to do is
Most men, all men,
not all men. There are men who
all
are very insecure and they just won't help. They'll think you're lying,
men
and
should
now they'll
go.
feel even worse about themselves. Like Kunal. Kunal doesn't have my kind of confidence. Kunal is very different.
I do love
He's
him
like
more than
Kunal's
I
like a
love
paper
you.
bag. You just hit it like that, and the bag goes flat like that. Of course,
I
it's
love him more
difficult.
than I love you. He
You're right.
appreciates my
You
work.
can't. You can't love him.
We can
It's,
look at a lamppost together and enjoy the
well,
beauty.
if that's modern love, then yes, I concede. If
Yes,
looking at the
modern love.
lamppost
That's
together, yeah,
modern
fair
love.
enough. That's
You know.
beautiful, beautifully put. But Aisha, answer the question. Amit is he's a little tentative with you because I've built you up to be a little aggressive and all that. So I'll
right?
ask for him, and what he's trying
Yes,
to
please
ask you,
do.
yeah, is
You have set up a very scary reputation.
unwarranted, of
I
course, right?
gave up to it,
Wink,
Amit.
wink, Amit, wink, wink, unwarranted. That's what you should say. So how do we manage? What's your advice? Forget Valentine's Day. What about marriage itself? For a coupling of over 21 years sitting together in the same area whatsoever, how do you manage? You can bring in the mom and everything else because ours is like a joint family, and you come from a very non-joint family,
I,
boarding school,
you may
independent
not have
woman.
realized this.
Hmm,
The rest of the world has.
hmm.
It started on our wedding day.
Right,
Wedding night.
wedding night. In the
That,
day that Dasturji,
that,
okay.
that I had a tough task ahead of me. If I wasn't the way I was, considerate, kind, accommodating, and putting up with all your shit,
You're searching for words though. Fair enough. Fair enough. We get what you're saying.
three-quarters wouldn't cover it. But because of me being me, we are still together. It has nothing to do with you. Okay,
I accept that. I largely
you have been a
for me.
bloody pain, a bloody pain. I hope in your next life, karma comes and bites you in your bum.
Well, Valkeshwar does that to me every day with his stupid police doing their stupid stopping of traffic for no bloody reason
I know
whatsoever.
the police want to do what they do. They can't help, the jobs that they've got, and then they have to deal with idiots like you come and fight with them. So I don't think they're getting it any easier.
My God, now the leftist has gone even pro-establishment. How confusing is that? And
Yeah,
left me all on my own.
that is a little bizarre, right? You're taking the
Yeah,
cop side.
yeah. And she's
I've
the one.
always been on the cop side.
Oh, rubbish. She's the one who fights with the cops, and I have to apologize to them.
No,
That's our relationship.
I fight for what is right. I don't fight for
What
what is
I was fighting for what is wrong. Stopping us early morning for no reason to let 12 cars out, the 12 cars can
But
go.
you won't take it
You
up
don't
with
have to
the
stop traffic.
governor. Don't take it up with the cop. The cop.
How
is
will I
innocent.
reach the governor? Does he watch the show? Is he one of the enthusiastic guys on the AMA who said, "Hello, Cyrus, how do you comb your hair?" No, he doesn't. Only when I mention Kangana, sometimes there has been a couple of points that have come back from there, but generally no. Let's get back to how. So you're saying you're responsible for the greatness of any marriage, or rather our marriage. No, greatness is the wrong word for us surviving. Surviving is the
What
right
do you
word.
have to
You just
say?
survive it. What?
What do you have to say?
Yeah,
I think.
what is your role? I mean, like,
See, my
what do you do to
it's a
kind of
generally
keep your
passive,
marriage
yeah, it's
healthy?
a generally passive role. I personally, I it's a bit of Alzheimer's for me. If I forget I'm married for a long period of time, everything's good, and then when I know I'm married, that's also good. So I just slip into 2 gears.
I can just look at Aisha reacting to what you're saying right now, and
But I'm not
that's
lying. You
hilarious in
think I'm
and of
talking rubbish,
itself.
but my philosophy is real. It sounds a little flippant, but it's not. I just switch off. Like I was somewhere else, shooting something else for 3, 4 days. I just pretend I'm, 18-year-old Cyrus again, and that's it. And I go get on with it. Then I come back home and I'm told pick the towel from the bed and put the light off and
So, Aisha, what's with the wet towels?
she hates wet
That
towels.
seems to be like the number one kind of.
Steve, no. The list is endless. The list is endless. Yesterday, for example, gone to sleep. I turned. I hit something. Okay. Okay. Backstory a little bit. Cyrus decided somewhere in this lockdown that his luck would change if he sleeps with his head near my feet. Okay. And this
Okay.
is not
No, no, no.
there's
Let me give
nothing.
the backstory to that.
It's a
Amit,
69 position
it's a
with
lot
no
to do with you.
action.
It's a lot to do with
Okay.
you. Sometime in September, October,
Oh,
I slept that way to get the AC draft because it was very hot. This is before the weather turned a little bit. So I
right.
slept that way just to get it on my face for a little while. And that particular morning, some good news happened with the fertility and
Ah,
everything. Some other stuff happened at the same time. I think Amazon started everything. So after 6 7 months of coma, this happened. So I just got into that thing about, oh God, let me just sleep there. And touch wood, it's been okay since then. Work has been coming in steadily. Everything. So I just get scared. I'm superstitious
Yeah,
that way. Can you
my
blame me?
superstitious, God-fearing, mother-fearing, wife-fearing husband now sleeps with his head near my
Yeah, so
feet.
it's like a 69 without any action. That I agree, it's terrible. And my feet in her face, her feet in my face. But
Yeah, but not.
it's like instead of going to Tirupati, spending all that money and shaving myself bald, this is my Tirupati. I can't help it. We Indians are superstitious, but it's really personal, like to do with your kids or parents' health or something like that. You can't stop. I don't know what to
Anyway,
say.
I was trying
It's
to
stupid.
stretch last night. I was trying to stretch my feet,
Mm.
on this bed, and suddenly I hit something, and I thought I hit Cyrus, but he had quietly sneaked the bloody dog onto the bed.
No, I didn't. The dog gets. See, I love dogs on the bed. She
Why didn't
doesn't.
you take the dog off the bed?
Because that's a very aggressive action which I don't want to do.
The
I
dog is not meant
because
to be on the bed.
No, this is the same argument I had with that idiot in the Bombay gym. I didn't bring the dog in. But once the dog is in, I'll pat him. It's not my fault. If you want to stop the dog, you stop the dog. It's not my job to stop the dog coming
Okay,
in.
so wet towels don't cut it. Dog on the bed, wet
The dog got
towels.
scared of a firecracker or
Shit.
or somebody in the next building, farting or something. He gets scared of lots of sounds. He jumped on the bed to comfort, wanted human comfort. This is a Saluki who's been abandoned. He's traumatized. He's scared of a lot of things. He fits
He's
in
not
my family,
traumatized. He's
like
a
all
bloody
males in my
lazy
family.
lump. He fits in with the male brochas in my house. He does nothing except look pretty and gets spoiled
That's
by Cyrus, who thinks he's scared of everything because Cyrus is carrying over his own issues with the world onto this poor
I
animal.
also a fear of sounds is huge for me. Just now at 6:30 in the morning, entering the gym, this elderly gentleman, Mr. Bhargav, who actually listens to the podcast, hi sir, we got in together, and a car sort of that tire burst sound happened. That boom, it's like a
yeah.
gunshot. And I turned around twice with my bag and with my imaginary gun in my hand. He hadn't even moved. He was still on that same step. And that's the way the way I am. Stimuli is a huge problem. I just react very badly and very quickly. So they say there are two types of soldiers: one who remains very calm and one who's very hyper. Both are negative
So
and positive in
you know
many
what?
ways.
That's actually a good segue. You brought up the stimulus point, right? So let me
Yes.
ask this. So Aisha, how has it been to have Cyrus thoroughly unstimulated and locked in for the longest time? How has that? How has your lockdown time been with
How was our
Cyrus?
time together in lockdown, Aisha? We bonded really well. I thought. I wore
Okay,
your
so
clothes.
so so honestly, Cyrus, after driving us all bonkers with a really old phone that I mean, he's technologically challenged, and the phone wasn't helping any because
Mhm.
with him not knowing what to do and the phone sort of crashing at every uh, juncture, Maya decided to buy him a new phone. So once this new
With
phone was
my
bought,
money, Maya decided to buy me a new phone. Yes. Okay. Go
oh
on.
no,
Go
it
on.
was bought with my money, and I don't have too much of it.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay. All
phone
right
was
then.
bought. Phone was bought, Amit, and then headphones were given to Cyrus, and he has spent the entire lockdown with these headphones plugged into his ear, the volume full up so that he can't hear anything when you want to talk to him. Okay. I suspect he half pretends that he can't hear you because you could be, gesturing in front of him. But whenever I wanted to say anything of any importance, he'd have this thing, in front of his face with these headphones in. And after I finished saying whatever I wanted to, he'd sort of bang on the phone and say, what? What? That was my lockdown experience. Every day, 24 hours, this went on.
Oh,
No, but did he get better with technology? Did this kind of turn him into a
He
slightly
doesn't even
better?
try. He didn't even try. He ruined two of your laptops. Even today, after a whole year of Zoom meetings, I mean, he does this daily, and I don't ever get on the Zoom meeting. He'll still, say, I don't know what to do. Where's Maya? Where's Maya? Poor Maya's in class. Maya's in a test. Maya's,
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, right? Cyrus, it has been a year, man. You got to figure out how to turn on a Zoom meeting at this point.
I can do it on my phone. Just press the link, press the video record, and I'm in. One second, one second. Please stop. This strange Kunal has come late and now he's going to urinate in the middle of our show. You're supposed to be online, man. God, that guy. Give him a piece of your mind, Aisha. Don't forgive him. He's dressed like a watermelon.
My marriage has survived because of him.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Because he's paid for dinner. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He does pay for food.
With dinner. He pays for your dinner. I don't like the
I
dinner.
call it, for me, I call it hafta. It's like a tax. He has to pay that to be in the neighborhood. Otherwise, off you go, Vijayakar. As far as I'm
I see
concerned.
the dog on the bed.
Now, answer the question about how well you bonded during, this is mummy's bed, so you can't say anything. Behave yourself. Mummy's bed, the laws are different. I rule. Mummy's bed, dogs are allowed. Cats are allowed. Everybody's allowed. Explain how we were during the lockdown. Please go online.
I already
Sorry, that
told
was a
you
segue
were
to
a
Kunal.
pain. I mean,
What?
you were a pain, and the headphones, as the days progressed,
Amit, we discussed this.
So
I
now,
discovered,
Amit,
one second.
Amit,
I
the
discovered
headphone,
podcasts.
The wire is like a big knotted, piece of rope under his chin.
I discovered podcasts. I discovered old cricket videos. I discovered history classes. All the things that I like. Bodybuilding videos.
And I found a new boyfriend.
That's just me with a beard. She just couldn't recognize me. Yeah.
Beard didn't grow, Sai.
Yeah, well.
Right, we have Kunal joining us right now. He is just connecting in.
Yeah, he's just connecting in. So this is going to be a very boring segment. The moment he comes in, it'll be a... We'll start for 5 minutes.
I'm going to get off if you start like that, all right?
Why? We have to be honest. The podcast is being honest.
No.
You can't be so protective about everybody. First you attack me, but if we attack anybody else, the police protect them. Kunal protect them. What the hell?
Anybody.
No, this is not right. You're a fascist. You can't bully us there. Kunal's come. The hair in the frame is Maya's. So another moron being guided by...
I'm very good at this.
You are good at nothing.
She decided to spoon feed me, so I'm quite happy at that.
Make sure your face fits inside the frame.
Yeah, Maya.
Widen your frame. We can't see your face.
Maya is a de facto producer on your show. I mean, like
Maya does more work than Silvery and Rishi.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, as far as Cyrus says goes.
Yeah, Maya is a de facto producer. We should give her a plaque.
Put her on the rolls. Put her on the rolls.
Just cut 10% from Silvery and send it our way, man, bro. What's the biggie? Yeah.
Okay. Antrix, you heard that.
Yeah. He'll come back. He's not in the show at all. We've kept him out. There are too many people. But Silvery, you can pop in, answer and pop out again. No worries. It's a democracy. Show has no rules. Kunal, you've been called here for Valentine's episode. In Hindi, we say sharam ki baat hai because it's between me and Aisha, and I don't know what you're doing.
What?
Why are you here?
What am I doing here?
Yeah, it's a Valentine's Day
I don't know what
special.
I'm doing here. Valentine's Day especially.
Don't keep repeating everything I say. Have an answer. Yeah.
Like you said, Valentine's Day either.
Would not have survived.
Aisha, keep quiet. Hey, we can't hear what he's saying. This is golden words coming from a man who has no idea what he's doing on the show. Yeah, please.
But I must confess, the first person to wish me on Valentine's Day was your wife. It's true.
Yeah.
And then you know that
A page
I'm
full of
like-
hearts,
I-
Kunal,
I'm
a
like-
page full of hearts.
I know, I agree with you. And I'm
Why
like
is
the
your right?
United
Where's
Nations
your hand? You don't
We
have a
are
right hand.
on the way.
Okay. All right. Carry on. Please don't even interrupt that fabulous thought. What were you saying? Okay.
Yeah, no,
is it of any
I was
consequence?
saying that
Yeah.
Science, you're going to be
Yeah.
insulting me.
Then I want to hear him. You want to interrupt. Sorry, Kunal. Your golden words and go. You were saying something about
I was
Valentine's Day,
saying
huh?
that your wife was... Yeah, so your wife was the first to wish me on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing here is that I'm like the United Nations, is what I think.
So useless.
You know?
Absolutely useless in terms of conflict solving.
No.
What did they solve? Tell me what the UN's record is. Give me something.
But
Tell me what the hell have they done?
But the United Nations is not important only during conflict. In peacetime, it's very important. There's a World Food Program, which I do for you. There is the World Health Organization, which I do for you. There is the Security Council, which I do for you.
Security Council.
And there are lots of other things.
The only thing is you look as large as the United
So-
Nations building in New York. That's the only thing I can give you. Otherwise, nothing makes sense whatsoever.
But do you
That's
wind
also
up?
because this is also a low angle. Now, if I take this up here, then I'm much better. No? But now with this low angle, my double chin has all been sort of exposed.
It's not a double chin. It was a double chin.
Yes,
It's much more than a
continue.
double chin now. Yeah, I'm the double chin. Yeah. Amit, you were asking, sorry.
No, I was just asking Kunal that. I mean, like, is peacekeeping part of your role?
That's what I said in the beginning.
Yes, it is.
So who's the better- Now, since you're here-
This is my role.
No, you ask him the hard questions. Be an ornom on this one. Mr. Vijayakar, who is the better partner in this marriage, me or Aisha?
How can I answer that question? That is not a question to be answered.
You can't answer the
both are
question with a question.
nutcases.
That's a cowardly way of answering a question. Answer the question.
No,
You've
no.
seen both partners from close up.
Everything.
You've had both of us complaining to you about the other, etc. So, I mean, you should have the. I mean, don't you think he's the right guy? It's like you're studying you go in the forest and you study a species for 14 months or 15 years. That's the guy who should tell you about it.
Okay, so Kunal, tell us this, right? How have things changed with them in the 20 plus years that they've known each other, right? That you've known them, that they've known each other.
26 years.
Yeah, 26 years. So how have they evolved with each other?
I'll tell you. In the old days, when they first met, Aisha used to be the predominantly angry one. Now Cyrus is turned into the predominantly angry one.
Now you take your beating like a man. Ha, Aisha, bolo. Tell him how sweet
now
you
Cyrus
really are.
is the one who's throwing tantrums on a daily basis.
That's
Aisha
true.
used to, yeah.
Let's go back to
it balances itself out like this.
Yeah. I go into my house.
Let's go back in the past to when Aisha was very badly behaved and aggressive and angry and shouting and screaming. How did you tolerate that? She used to take it out on you a lot.
The way I tolerate you nowadays.
But I don't take it out on you. I just make fun of you and walk off. She used to actually attack you.
You don't make fun of me and walk off. You sit and like a broken record go on and on and on and on. And
Amit, is that me? Does that sound like me? That doesn't sound like me.
God, Cyrus. Like he did with the cops this morning. Like pick
with the cops, what happened to the cops?
The governor's mentioned some 16 car and 40 bikes came out, so they stopped all of us at 8:27 in the morning for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I just had an argument with him. It was ridiculous. All this nonsense. Just stop
the
traffic.
Governor moves slowly. You've seen him.
You mean the car has a governor? That's different.
Okay, so you know what? Should we take a quick break and then let's come back? We got a lot of listener questions that are coming in from the stream.
No, I want to ask one question because we've done this show before. Unfortunately, I'm still married to the same person and the same third wheel is always with us. Nothing has changed in the last 6 years. So anybody listening to the show, please listen to the other editions because there's more interesting points about how we met, etc., which we hope we don't repeat.
Yeah, I thought we shouldn't. There's no point. I've heard the story. You told her to come to Cafe Naz instead of somewhere else or something like that.
No, right? I told her Cafe Naz at 7 o'clock and she was late. The short version. She said, "How will I recognize you?" I said, "Short
now why don't you
German
change the story
Shepherd,
to something a little
short pants T-shirt, German Shepherd. You can't miss me. You can't miss me. There can't be two short pants T-shirt German Shepherds outside Naz at 7. It just won't happen." She phoned at 7:20 to say she was running late. This is the kind of person you should never marry. But I did. We'll take a break and then we'll come back and face the consequences of our action. All right, back here after a long break. And Aisha ji, got to tell you, it's been 21 glorious years of marriage. I put up with a lot of things, but I must say I got a lot out of it. You balance the books, you fix the bulbs, you organize the vendors, you clean the room. You help with the children and dogs, but I do the most work. There's no doubt about that. In that capacity. But
believe what you want. Believe what you want.
You wear the pants. You wear the pants. I'll give you that.
Every time you behave like you normally do, your tantrumy self, the children want to come and live with me.
Nobody wants to live with you. They know I'm the flexible one, the easygoing one. They
both want to live with me, which is the truth.
Listen, you make nocturnal sounds all night. No one should live with you. How do I know?
Now they're old enough to have their own room. I have space in my house.
Okay. That's not showing off Mr. Ratan Tata himself. Let's find out what the people have to say because we have a few listeners.
We have more than a few. One, I think this is our most ever people on the live stream. I think right now we're seeing that. I think Antariksh messaged me something like that. So that's cool. But
so Aisha, you're a star in our little world, of course. Don't think you're Shah Rukh Khan, but you're a star. Oh.
Okay, all right. So let's see. This is a question from Ashwini Deshpande. How has Cyrus's behavior, talking, ranting, hyperactivity changed over the years? And she also would like to know, how was your massage on Tuesday?
Yes. Sorry to be loud. Yes. Just to remind people, she missed the Tuesday podcast because she had to do a massage after being told 15 times. So that's Aisha. Yeah. How was your massage, Aisha?
I need a few more.
Did they massage your brain so you remember your deeds and where you have to go and your responsibilities?
I have you to remind me constantly.
But I told you from a country far away who I won't mention. Everybody told you and you just disregarded it.
Massage was more important, Cyrus.
Well, that's true. That's actually true. So I'll allow that.
Yeah.
Right.
What is open for massage at the moment?
Heel.
Are you not paying attention?
No, but where did she go?
You're
I
worried
want
about
to know.
COVID. You're worried about COVID.
No, I'd like to go for a massage myself.
You should call the person home now. Why stress yourself out by going somewhere?
No, yeah, my bed is too soft.
They come with this
They
urban
come with their own
company.
bed.
Urban company comes with a full thing.
You think
Kunal, have you
it'll
watched
take my
Friends?
weight?
Huh? Yeah, it should.
Idiot.
I
I
don't
would
think
think
that
so.
thing will take my weight.
No,
They'll
of
take
course
your
it will
weight.
do.
They'll take your weight.
Of course it will do. I wouldn't be
It's
worried about that.
not to reach your muscles, Kunal.
Yeah.
But that's what.
But you can massage yourself, Kunal.
How? Like that?
I mean, you live alone. You should. Let's move on to the first part of the question. What was it?
Yeah, the first part. So, how has Cyrus's behavior changed over the years?
Got
Talking,
worse,
ranting, hyperactivity. Is he still the same 19, 20-year-old?
worse, infinitely worse, getting worse by the minute.
Why would you say that? Why do you
Why
think
would you
he's
say
getting?
that?
Why is he getting worse? I mean, like,
now how long? Why
uh,
would I say that?
Maya wants to say hi.
Experienced him?
so, sorry.
Stop. I said you've known him yourself
Yeah.
for a while. And
6 years.
6 years.
We just celebrated our anniversary, 6th anniversary 2 days ago.
And hasn't he become worse over the last 6 years?
He only sees me for an hour or 2 hours before lockdown.
It demonstrates enough how terrible you can be.
We don't have to stay in the same room and throw clothes everywhere and fight over dogs on beds and all that. So
So you multiply it into whatever infinity. That's how bad it is.
okay, I think you've answered the question with a lot of passion, with no specificity, but with passion. That's good enough.
Okay. All right. Ashwini has another question.
Yeah.
How often do Kunal and Aisha get to speak when the three of them are together? So basically, does Cyrus dominate the conversation when all three of you
No,
are together?
not at all. Not at all. Cyrus doesn't talk at home. Cyrus only talks when the mic comes on. Otherwise,
Okay.
he's a quiet, little sulky little
I'll tell you the
boy.
difference. I'm a
sits
people
quietly.
person. I like strangers and lots of people. I get bored with one-on-ones, and these two have boring conversations. Kunal's conversations are so slow. I tell you, I've said this before. I've listened to him going to Pune, do a WhatsApp chat with his friends and relatives. The pace, I nearly had a heart attack. I was like, hello, hello, hello. What's up, yaar? Huh? What?
That's why you're very
Hello.
boring. Shut up
And this
now.
went on for the whole drive. We reached Pune and it was just rubbish. But that's his pace, So, I mean, that's the way he is. I can't deal with them. They're slow and I mean, it's almost like they're dead after some time. So I just keep quiet and run away. Yeah, that's
slow
true.
and dead are two different things.
Kunal,
Cyrus.
on the other hand, likes his one-on-ones with intimate friends. Then he's Kunal. Otherwise, he's a bore. So that's why when we take him on stage, I have to hold him up all the time because he's lost interest in strangers. Hates
Believe
people.
what you
People
want.
come to Kunal and say, I
Believe
love you. I love your acting. He gets upset. He treats them with disrespect. He doesn't want to take a photo. He's the man. Just not go away from society.
No, it's
Should
all
be in
because
society.
it all takes time. Yeah, these taking photos and all takes a little time. It's a little tedious, but otherwise, I'm quite okay. I don't mind.
You're an
But I don't
unfriendly
mind.
eel.
Cyrus, be quiet. Now you've said too much. Make my ears burn.
Okay, all right. So this is a question which is somewhat related to Cyrus talking so much, right? So given how this is from Abhijit, given how hyperactive Cyrus is while conversing, how often does Aisha zone out? But Kunal, same question to you as well, right? But Aisha, how often do you zone out when he's talking?
I don't zone out. I just leave. I leave physically.
Amit,
Exit frame.
but I don't have that. I don't spend so much time with Aisha. I spend much more time with Kunal. When we have meetings and all that, he's walked out. He's got angry with me. If I talk too much or make too much fun or have silly, irreverent conversations, he can't take it. The man is as
No,
serious
because I'll
as the
tell you
Sphinx.
what.
Tell
Cyrus
me,
is
tell
not-
me what.
Cyrus thinks that he's very precise, to the point, and quick, but he's not. He just talks a hell of a lot. I try to finish things off, but he's going on and on because he wants people to laugh and entertain people or
Yeah,
something.
I
But
agree.
it never
That's-
ends.
yeah,
Meetings don't end because he's not stopped talking.
So we've
I would
gone
finish
to
the
ask
meeting
for
half
money,
an hour
Amit.
ago and gone.
We've gone with a begging bowl, and in the middle of conversation, he's like, okay, enough now, let's go. Can you imagine? Enough, stop talking. All right, enough. Stop making fun of me. Now just because you have an audience. Just because you have an audience, now you won't shut up. He'll go on. Stop encouraging him. This is the typical... with Aisha, we don't spend that much time together, but she's made me...
I lost Kunal's view. Cyrus can be such a bore. I mean, when
No,
you're at the airport,
Kunal, so that's work related. Now I want to talk to you. One second. Take your beating like a man, Aisha. Take your beating like a man. You take me to social conventions, which I hate. Okay, like school
That's
things.
when I want you to talk because I don't know what to say to people.
She takes me to places and I don't know the names of the husbands and wives. And it's always the same thing. They all ask me, what's my name? What's my name? What's my name? And I have to sit through that every time, every single time. Because she sits and befriends everyone and I don't know who they are.
So they
Why
ask
can't
you what
do
their
I
name
say?
is.
I honestly tell people, I have forgotten your name. What is wrong in saying that?
Hmm.
You tell them, hi, you look familiar, but
How can I forget their name if I haven't met them before? You're
Then
just
why are you
supposed
asking you their name?
because you're supposed to know everybody in the class. It's the way it is. It's a culture thing.
Your child is in class 9. She's got one last year and then she'll be done with school. You should know these people.
Then do not take me to any social conventions after that. If you join some
It's
NGO, I
fine.
don't want to go for the NGO cocktail where I have to meet everybody and take their names. People should wear name tags. We're growing old. What's your name, Aisha? I mean, it's not. Come on.
Alice, what NGO are you going to? What NGO are you going to? It
I don't know.
involves
This guy called
charity.
Sarosh who's driving
You
me
are
mad
going
from
nowhere near
Surat
charity.
right now. I'm an NGO magnet. For a man with no money and no charity in my heart, wherever I go, there I think it's my good looks. I just have a cherubic like look about me, so they just come to me. You're over cherubic. It's like cherubic on steroids, so you're gone. They leave you alone.
Your
But me,
mother told you.
sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, you make my foot.
My mother gives me food at 2:30 in the morning.
Good
My
for
mother,
her. I hope
my
she's
mother
happy.
buys me medicine at 5 in the morning because I'm traveling the next day.
Yeah,
My
I know.
mother sets a very high bar. I just say that to piss her off.
Yeah. Actually, but I'm curious. If Mikhail comes back at 2:30 in the morning, would you make food for him at
Of
that
course
point?
she would.
Now,
Of course
Kunal,
she would.
let Kunal tell the truth because she'll deny it.
Of course she would.
What
See,
shit?
all
Hello,
mothers-
when I'm going running in the
Saas
morning,
bhi
I
kabhi
can't
bahut hi
make
kind of thing
anything.
is actually real. The cycle just keeps repeating, man.
son,
We have cozy.
Aisha, let Kunal talk as a neutral.
And I
We-
cannot
no, let him
every
talk as an
mother-
observer. Okay, if I'm biased. Does she mollycoddle Mikhail end of the
Every
day?
mother's weak point. Every mother's weak point is the son, and Mikhail is Aisha's weak point.
You don't have to say it like
See,
you're Moses.
Aisha will also say that, correct?
Yeah, look at
Maya
the
also
pedagogic
says
style he
exactly
adopts. Every child's weak point. But it's nonsense. Kunal has this other problem.
That
He
is
keeps using
me.
statements like, I believe. You think he's bloody Socrates. I believe. You believe nothing. You're a bunch of crap. Come on. I believe from the
I
mountain I've
believe you're
come and I will
talking
tell
too
you
much.
how to change your world.
Fine,
I believe.
keep quiet.
I think. I this. I'll put you high up your ass. That's what I'll do. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I'm leaving
Aisha.
this meeting. I can't take it anymore.
No, there are lots of good questions to come. Amit, questions.
Yeah, all right.
Before she
Another,
loses her temper.
we
I only
have
have one
another
wife.
question. So this is just a funny comment from Varun Nambiar that every Valentine episode of Cyrus says it's just put me off marriage. Which I think
So my work is done. Goodbye.
So Ashwini Pandey, no, actually we already asked this question, or at least something very similar to it. After so many years, so this is from Kashin Shetty. Aisha, after so many years of marriage, is there anything about young Cyrus which you miss?
Give her a
She
minute.
told me, I'll tell you, I'll answer. She
What
told
do
me.
you can't answer
The
it?
one thing she
You
told
the
me
most
he answered
homophobic
me.
episode ever. You can't answer it. This is her answer.
to
Stop
hear
answering
what
with so much
he's saying.
enthusiasm. You're
She-
exposing us. I got nowhere to go after this.
Amit, can you
Oh,
tell me shut up?
she told me that she misses his looks, his hair, his youth.
Vijayakar gets a chance to dig the claws in. Huh? Go for it, bro. Go for it. The payment will be double. Don't worry. We've got a long day. Couple of meetings. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now that Kunal's had his fun and is having an orgasm on his own, let's go back to Aisha. Aisha, is there anything you miss about the young Cyrus? Young as in, I'm still young, youngish. Yeah.
I wish I had left when I could have.
When could you have?
Oh, there were many opportunities. What did I do?
So why didn't you go?
Because you gave me the stupid car to drive.
That's it? It takes you the second-hand Zen that I bought without even cleaning the front.
I'm talking about the 800.
The 800. I missed that. That was our romance.
I didn't have
1329 was the number.
anymore. That was the only.
No,
reason.
13.
One thing, don't argue with me about numbers, you moron. Stick to
That
JJ
was
School
my
of
car.
Art.
1329.
No, 1329 is my car.
1798.
1798 is your car. Say sorry and take 2 rounds of the room and come back. God, this guy, I tell you.
I just did.
On Friendship Day, you're not calling him. Any dog you want, but no Kunal. Sweetie, answer the question. Alia, answer the question.
I answered it. It's done. Done and dusted.
Okay, all right. Let's see. This is another question from Kashin Shetty. Antriksh has editorialized that this is a great question. So, AMA for Cyrus. The road next to my building has been under construction for the past month. There's noise and drilling sounds from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Kill the bastards.
Is marriage similar?
Very close, but Barris can still have good points and there's hope. But this construction, there's no hope. That drilling machine sound, it just drives me nuts. It's like torture. I mean, it's the worst form of urban torture that there is. Worse than the police and their stupid nakabandis. This is just the worst. Really, honestly, I think I wish we could just have a rule where you're allowed to shoot on site at any construction worker or construction being done, and it's not like an anti-humane thing to do. It's like just normal. It's like how you use a fly in the window and you go like that, or you open the window and send the mosquito out. Similar to that. Caused me a lot of pain over the years since school because everybody in my area has lots of money, mostly unaccountable cash, and they go on redoing their bathrooms and their walls and their buildings, and oh God, I hate them all. I hate them all. Because the pain of that sound and that hammering and that, what civilized society does that?
All right, you've said your bit. Now shut up.
What about you? You get angry with all that banging sound that happens?
I get angry with you. I can live with all of that, Cyrus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So a few comments from people who are enjoying the stream. I'll just read them out. MR says, we have the best episodes when Mrs. Broacha is on.
Oh, that's my mom. That's my mom. She's not on yet. We'll get her on.
Okay.
But she's very touchy when I make fun of her. She'll get angry. Aisha's holding her own right now, punching back here and there. In fact, if you look at it from boxing point of view, four judges have judged it in my favor, one in your favor. Kunal, 0. That's where we stand. 4-1-0.
Okay. Preeti is saying that Aisha, you're a savage. I think Sanjeet Pine says this is gold. VB says
a girl called her a savage?
No, savage in a good way, no?
Oh, you're savage.
Yeah,
with a French accent. You're a savage.
No, I mean, like you're
wild. You're wild. Yeah.
No, I mean, like you're ripping Cyrus to shreds, right? I mean, like, so they're savage. I mean, like, it's dude, it's a thing, right? People say the word. Dude, I mean, like, I can't explain slang to
We
you,
will spend
man.
6 months on a construction site, day and night.
We have to familiarize ourselves with this lingo, like that woke or whatever nonsense.
Woke, yes.
Woke. Yeah,
Don't expose yourself to the next generation. They will laugh at us for years. Decades will pass. Stop it. Don't.
BB says this is the.
Sorry, he's saying something. Aisha, you can't talk across purposes. She's frozen, I think.
No, she's fine.
Just her emotions are frozen.
I'm here.
Okay.
Kunal, in any case, is like a freeze. Huh? Go on.
So BB said this is the best episode of Cyrus says ever.
Wow. Nobody ever says that.
Yeah, I know.
Worst episode, many say, but best none. Well done, Aisha. To some extent, Kunal and his watermelon shirt.
So what have you been doing on all these episodes in the last 2 years then?
Nothing.
6
This
years.
is the best episode.
6 years.
We need Aisha.
6 years. 6 years.
Okay.
6 years. My God.
Okay, so this is a really interesting question. This comes from Zishan Ali Ruby.
Okay.
Aisha, Kunal, when have you seen Cyrus the most flustered?
All the time. Give him an iPad and you see him flustered. Give him a direction, you see him flustered. Give him a meal, you see him flustered.
Make me wait. I think make me wait in construction work. I hate that.
Yeah.
Waiting
So,
for
and when his Wi-Fi disappears, and he has no
Netflix
idea
doesn't
how
work,
to.
when Netflix doesn't work, when the dog is barking, dog doesn't shit.
Yeah.
Everything.
So it's easy, I guess. I mean, like, it's not, it doesn't sound like it's very difficult for him to get
If
flustered.
Cyrus can ask somebody for help, he will ask somebody for help, it's a constant. He will never do anything on his own. Never.
Yeah, okay.
including parking. I've never enjoyed parking.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones, Cyrus. We'll start with the little things.
Okay.
Highly critical, I think, Preeti, the savage. Go on.
No, so I'm just going through questions. We still got quite a few of them. So this is another one from Kashin Shetty. As a
He's
fellow,
regular.
so he's a Prabhadevi guy. So as a fellow Prabhadevian, I would like to know from you: do you have any favorite hidden gem restaurants in Prabhadevi that others have to try out? This isn't really a Valentine's Day question.
Hey, Raju is where? Raju's the other.
I like this question.
Raju's a little ahead.
Yeah.
Raju is a little ahead.
Promote Raju. He's a nice guy.
Raju Malvani on LJ Road, Gokhale Road, sorry, is quite nice. There's also Chaitanya, which is quite nice, and Agar Bazaar only. There is a lady who's selling vada pav right outside my building on Old Prabhadevi Road in the evening.
Don't lie. That's just you during lockdown.
From home.
That was you during lockdown when money was scarce. Come on, be honest. And invite him to Viber.
Because she brings it from home.
She what?
She brings the food from home and just sells it.
Oh,
You
okay.
want
So
not
she's
really
like
a
one of those
roadside
stand
stall.
kind. So she doesn't cook over
Yeah.
there. She just
Yeah.
basically sells there.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have that underneath
Yeah.
our office
Very
building
nice.
too.
Very
There's
nice.
like a pawa person who comes in like from 8 in the morning to
What is
9:30.
pawa?
In the morning.
Pawa is that yellow thing, that
It's
Maharashtrian dish.
poha.
What did I call it?
Pawa?
Okay, I don't know
You know what
what
pawa
it
is,
is.
no?
Amit,
Pawa,
Amit,
pawa,
Amit, you're worse than me, huh?
pawa is a
They
small,
won't ever forget now.
small.
You're screwed.
No, but in
That's
Gujarati it's
petty
pawa, isn't
Vijayakar
it?
Monani combined.
It
Ah,
is
good.
not
Pawa.
pawa in any
No,
I
language.
think it's pawa in Gujarati. We call it
I'll
pawa at
tell.
home.
Wait, let him talk.
So, no,
With
no,
the big
pawa,
toast over there.
pawa,
He's
pawa
having a
is
mild. Oh, go on.
pawa is
This is
a
Say,
small
Kunal's.
drink.
let Kunal talk,
Small
yeah.
drink. Small
What
Ah,
drink
is
called
okay,
a
yeah, yeah.
pawa.
what
No,
is
that's
poha in Gujarati? Is
Pawa.
there a
no.
separate word? In
No,
Gujarati, is there a
poha,
separate
man.
word?
Poha, poha.
Okay, all right. I guess then I don't know anything
Wow.
about this
Doshi got a
stuff.
brocha. You got a brocha beating right now. Be very careful. You
Yes,
got
I
1 year
did.
to recover from this. Huh.
Okay, Herves P. Kasad, a question for Kunal. Hi, all fab episodes. Cyrus and Kunal, also a big fan of the week that wasn't.
Oh my God.
Kunal, your impersonation of Mr. Tharoor is the best. Can we please have more of these since he finds a way to be in the news?
No, I'll happily do Tharoor. The only thing is that I've put on so much weight here that I no
Fine.
longer look like Tharoor. Uh,
Not that you ever
but
did,
yes,
but anyway.
yeah, but you know, at my thinnest, I was a little fatter than him. Now I'm terribly fatter than him. So, but I will. I think he needs to be in the news, and we'll do something about it.
He's in the
Right.
news all the time. We just have to be careful. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, we've got 5 more minutes because my daughter has to shut everything. And
Okay.
let's get on with it then, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Mahendra has a question for
Is it
Cyrus.
just the one Mahindra or Mahindra and
No,
Mahindra?
no, this is just Mahendra.
Oh, damn it.
Cyrus, what do you have like a safe word if Aisha is really, really pissed off at you or something like that? Is there a
Yeah,
word?
Mommy,
run.
mommy.
Mummy's nice. Oh, listen, this is an 80% male audience podcast. Huh? They're not happy with all this. They're all the same. Indian men, no difference. Sorry, don't do that joke. Get your female audience, get Preeti the Savage, and you two can do that. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
mummy's about right.
So here's a sincere question for Aisha from Sin0581. What qualities of Cyrus would you want Mikhail and Maya
Oh,
to
shit.
imbibe if there are any?
Amit Doshi, I thought you were a friend. I mean, really,
Dude, it's just,
you're not pulling any punches here. You're
no,
just
they're
going for the
asking. Listen,
throat.
I'm just
What
asking the questions that
qualities,
people
man?
are asking.
What qualities of dadas do you want? None.
None.
You don't look like him, Maya. You're too pretty. How can you look like him? And Mikhail, no, we're trying to send Mikhail away so that he can get out of this, the brocha male influence. None.
Okay.
None.
None?
No,
None?
my kids have,
Okay.
That's Michaela, who's in the frame, busy at work, do some exam.
don't have.
Okay. So
And that's Maya.
there are two questions which are fairly similar.
Mhm.
This is from Akriti Aurora and Jannat Nain. So one is asking, what was the first ever gift, Cyrus, that you gave Aisha and vice versa?
I remember this Valentine's Day, he came off a flight and gave me a face shield.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
first
that's
ever,
just now,
not
just
COVID
now.
gift. Like,
No,
it has
I gave her my
changed,
face shield just now, which is like a gift
Yeah,
to someone
but
you love.
I don't think 26 years earlier it was anything more romantic.
Okay.
I paid for your chai the first day, $9 for freaking
That's
tea.
not
Never
a
paid for
gift,
anything.
dude.
I'm really sorry, you have never paid for anything.
A
What
gift is something you acquire when
I'm
she is not around and
So I'm
present
very
to her.
romantic when it comes to that, Amit. Let me speak for myself here. I'm a re-gifter. So whatever comes in, I always give it back. So I bring things home, like if you guys give me mugs, for example, I give it to them as, as presents. So I re-gift. I do gift a lot, food also, but it generally comes in from another source and I then pass it on. So,
Half-eaten pizzas.
yeah,
What
I'm,
pizza that he's
I'm
taken
like Amar Singh. I'm a fixer. I take this and I take that and I give it, and so I do them. But the love is there. It's the thought that counts.
Okay. What's
I gave her a car. I gave her a car, and I didn't have money
Okay.
then. Not that I have money now, but I really didn't have money then.
Okay.
It cost me 1 lakh. 1 lakh for that second-hand Zen. I didn't even bother to test drive it. I just bought it and gave it to her, and she was sulking and fighting with me that day. So as far as I remember,
I mean, you asked me what I want. I didn't want a 1 lakh Zen.
what do you want? A 2 lakh Zen? You knew I was
I
poor.
wanted something different, Cyrus.
It was either that or a cycle. No, I should have bought the cycle in hindsight, but that's it. But she's given me lots
I
of.
want a cycle. You want to give me a cycle? I'll take a cycle.
I already bought you a cycle. What kind of
When
person are
did
you?
get a cycle? You have
There's
not
a
got
cycle outside the house. Whose bloody cycle is that? Little Parsi Dari guy hangs out outside the house all day.
I'm sorry, that was a present from Mikhail from your mother.
My
You
mother!
bought-
My mother's never cycled in her life.
It doesn't matter. She bought that for Mikhail on his, I don't know, 12th birthday.
Amit, I think I'll have to take this offline because I have to check with the accounts department. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, I think I paid for it.
No, you
Cycle
did
or
not. No, you didn't. How much did it cost?
Who remembers that? I don't remember how much the eggs cost. I eat them every day. What are you talking about? The accounts is not my department.
Very well. And
Accounts
that
is your
poor boy is
department.
one extra egg at breakfast at the Bombay gym, and you come back and tell me he's
I know how much
eating
it costs at the Bombay gym because it's
eggs.
ridiculous. $158 for 12 eggs. I mean, who'd pay that? I mean, I have to
That
pay that.
is, you're at a restaurant. That's actually very reasonable.
It's
12 eggs.
$5 an egg, Amit Doshi. That's 60 rupees for 12. I'm paying
But then
158.
Why
I'm paying 158.
Listen, I understand that
Is it a
Bombay
special
gym.
murgi?
I understand that Bombay gym is the biggest quarter in the city, but at the same time, they still have other expenses, right?
Right,
So,
right.
you know, I mean, like they are going to try and make some sort of a profit.
Someone's got to do. I'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Kunal has lost interest in the show and is eating something.
What are you
His cheeks have
eating?
arguably got larger.
Okay. So, all right, we spoke about first gift. Now,
Grapes.
what is strangest gift? That's the other question. That was a related question. What is the strangest gift either one of you has got for each other, or Kunal, or anybody? What's the strangest gift?
I bought underwear. What's that underwear? The where your bum is seen called the thong. So I was with Malaika at the Singapore VMAs or something award show, and on the way back we were sitting in the lounge, and she said, "Come, I'm going shopping. You come with me." So we went to the whatever panty hose section, and she said, "You got to buy something for Aisha." So I said, I don't know her size. So then she did something. I described her and all that, and I brought back this brown thong bra thing, and that was an awkward gift because she looked at it and she was quite stunned. And then I said, "But Malaika is responsible. I just sort of paid. The whole thing was her."
Okay,
Yeah.
that is a weird one.
Yeah.
It wasn't a weird one. It was the only one.
And the bra and the panty both came.
There was
from
no
these two
bra.
gifts.
Cyrus.
I only
There
put the
were
panty.
panties.
Maybe
They
maybe
lasted all one.
maybe I gave the bra away on the plane or something, or what myself. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay.
That was one that I can remember offhand. But I bring a lot of food home, Amit. A lot of food home.
And then tell us, this is for
during the
Mikhail,
penthouse
this is for
film
Maya,
shoot,
don't touch it.
on the film shoot, every day I brought back lassi, diet coke, butter chicken, lots of stuff. In fact, I think Abbas Mastana could not charge me.
Stolen. All stolen.
Not stolen. I would
All
not eat.
stolen.
I would starve myself and bring my food back. That would come to the trailer. Like that, I'm a generous person in my own way. Yeah.
Okay.
Aisha, why have you changed your hairstyle? There's no two parts to the show. This is it.
It's not. This is not getting over, Cyrus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do this one last question then.
Your marriage or the show?
Aisha,
Kunal, don't dig your nose, please. Thank you.
have you been seeing Cyrus's recent Instagram stuff, all the bodybuilding poses and stuff like that? What are your thoughts on his public displays of this nature?
Oh, Amit, you froze.
Audience out there that enjoys
froze.
it because I certainly don't. No, I don't look at his Instagram posts, and particularly not the bodybuilding because I find them offensive. To say the least. I mean, I learned him on his, bodybuilding, his working out discipline. I don't want to see the body. It does
Kunal,
not.
tell us about your bodybuilding discipline.
Huh?
Today, somebody, a friend called Bhairav, has sent her WhatsApp of something that looks like Cyrus. Can I show you?
I also
Yes.
saw. Bhairav.
I can't see. What
Yeah,
is it?
Bhairav sent this. I don't
Kunal,
know.
it's not you.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah. Can you see this?
Wow, Peregrine Falcon. What an honor. I
Yeah.
bow to you, Bhairav. Thank you so much.
When you came
That's a
back to
Peregrine
the-
Falcon, the fastest bird in the world, in a majestic chest pose. Wow.
Yes. Same
Thanks a lot.
size legs as you kind of keep mentioning as well, right?
Not exactly correct. Today I took a boy down called Shane. Shane, if you're listening, I hope you're listening. A rugby boy going on by my legs. I said, let's take pants off and do a little judging. Call to people to watch. He's never coming to the gym again. I killed him.
Cool. All right. Awesome. I think
Because he
that's
saw you naked.
Too late for the comeback, but thanks for watching. Yeah. Amit, finish the show off. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yes. Thank you,
Just
everybody. so
last
much.
words of advice
Yes.
to people who are early in marriage. Remember, I always say this: separate rooms, separate bathrooms. But always understand one thing: if your wife is valuable, spend less time with her, and the marriage will last longer. Right, baby, sweetie, honey, love.
Make sure those parents don't live with you.
But that's a majboori, yaar. We don't have the money to have 7, 8 houses. Even Buckingham Palace, the parents lived with them for some time. So you have to understand. Difficult. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Valentine's Day 5 days later. It's me saying bye because Maya wants to leave. Bye, Aisha. I'll see you in a minute.
Bye, bye,
Bye,
bye.
bye, bye. Thank